The ticking clock becomes a hammer on the floor, counting down the shadows, pacing by the door. You watch the pendulum swing wide across the wall, waiting for the heavy summer rain to fall. Every movement is a calculated grace, a slow migration written on your weathered face. The morning light is dragging feet across the tile, while you measure out the distance of a mile. But the pulse is shifting gears inside the bone, a steady vibration you have always known, changing the cadence of the breath you hold, turning the silver into hammer gold. It is the pace of the river through the dry ravine, the underground current that remains unseen, adjusting the heartbeat to a different frequency, finding the sequence that sets the spirit free. The gears may grind against the rust of time, a broken staircase that we start to climb, no longer racing toward a finish line inside, just carving out a path through the velvet night. The speed of the thought is a lightning flare, a sudden combustion in the stagnant air. We used to run until the soles of boots were thin, chasing the horizon where the storms begin. Now the motion is a circle soft and wide, like the pulling tension of a brewing tide. There is a stillness in the acceleration now, a quiet sweat upon the furrowed brow. The world is spinning but the center stays as stone, a solid footing that you claim as your own. Listen to the friction of the day slipping past, building a foundation that was meant to last. The vibration rises from the valley floor, louder than the crashing on the northern shore. But the pulse is shifting gears inside the bone, a steady vibration you have always known, changing the cadence of the breath you hold, turning the silver into hammered gold. It is the pace of the river through the dry ravine, the underground current that remains unseen, adjusting the heartbeat to a different frequency, finding the sequence that sets the spirit free. Yes, the force is shifting gears inside the bone, a steady vibration you have always known, changing the cadence of the breath you hold, turning the silver into hammered gold. It is the pace of the river through the dry ravine, the underground current that remains unseen, adjusting the heartbeat to a different frequency, finding the sequence that sets the spirit free. The ticking clock becomes a hammer on the floor, counting down the shadows, pacing by the door. You watch the pendulum swing wide across the wall, waiting for the heavy summer rain to fall. Every movement is a calculated grace, a slow migration written on your weathered face. The morning light is dragging feet across the tile, while you measure out the distance of a mile. But the pulse is shifting gears inside the bone, a steady vibration you have always known, changing the cadence of the breath you hold, turning the silver into hammered gold. It is the pace of the river through the dry ravine, adjusting the heartbeat to a different frequency, finding a sequence that sets the spirit free. The gears may grind against the rust of time, a broken staircase that we start to climb, no longer racing toward the finish line in sight, just carving out a path through the velvet night. The speed of the thought is a lightning flare, a sudden combustion in the stagnant air. We used to run until the soles of boots were there, chasing the horizon where the storms begin. Now the motion is a circle soft and wide, like the pulling tension of a brewing tide. There is a stillness in the acceleration now, a quiet sweat upon the furrowed brow. The world is spinning but the center stays a stone, a solid footing that you claim as your own. Listen to the friction of the day slipping past, building a foundation that was meant to last. The vibration rises from the valley floor, louder than the crashing on the northern shore. But the pulse is shifting here inside the moan, a steady vibration you have always known, changing the cadence of the breath you hold, turning the silver into hammered gold. It is the pace of the river through the dry ravine, the underground current that remains unseen, adjusting the heartbeat to a different frequency, finding the sequence that sets the spirit free. Shifting gears inside the bone, a steady vibration you have always known, changing the cadence of the breath you hold, turning the silver into hammered gold. It is the pace of the river through the dry ravine, the underground current that remains unseen, adjusting the heartbeat to a different frequency, finding the sequence that sets the spirit free.
The clock is heavy on the wall, counting every single stumble in the hall. You try to catch your breath between the teeth of time, but the gears are moving steady in a jagged climb. It is not the speed that breaks the bone, it is the cold vibration of the unknown. Pendulum swings like a blade above the bed, measuring the distance of the things we never said. You walk the wire where the seconds start to fray, watching all the golden hours simply drift away. The wind is pushing hard against the window pane, tracing out the patterns of a slow and steady rain. Every heartbeat is a drum inside a hollow chest, searching for a corner where the weary head can rest. Yeah! The clock is heavy on the wall, counting every single stumble in the hall. You try to catch your breath between the teeth of time, but the gears are moving steady in a jagged climb. It is not the speed that breaks the bone, it is the cold vibration of the unknown. Old man sitting on the porch with a crooked cane, watching how the seasons trade the sun for winter grain. He says the lightning only strikes to light the way, for the travelers who lost their shadows in the gray. Don't you hurry for the finish or the final door. There are voices in the silence worth listening for. The universe is humming in a key you used to know before you taught your feet exactly where they had to go. Yeah, the clock is heavy on the wall, counting every single stumble in the hall. You try to catch your breath between the teeth of time, but the gears are moving steady in a jagged climb. It is not the speed that breaks the bone, it is the cold vibration of the unknown. The clock is heavy on the wall, counting every single stumble in the hall. You try to catch a breath between the teeth of time, but the gears are moving steady in a jagged climb. It is not the speed that breaks the bone, it is the cold vibration of the unknown. ticking clock acts like a relentless hammer on the wall, counting down the fractions of the shadows as they fall. You move with a precision that the seasons never knew, while I am caught in orbits looking for a different crew. The pace is set by engines that don't care for human breath, a mechanical progression from the cradle to the death. I saw the city pulsing like a fever in the cold, where the stories of the winners are the only ones retold. Every second is a currency that's burning in your hand, trying to find a steady place to make a final stand. But the gears are turning faster than the eye can ever see, and the speed of modern living is a heavy kind of read. The jagged edges of a frantic yesterday. The stride of the giant is the measure of the road, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. We are dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend, chasing after visions that we cannot apprehend. The stride of the giant is the measure of the road, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. Dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend, chasing after visions that we cannot apprehend. There's a silence in the hurry that the noisy streets ignore, like a wave that's slowly pulling every pebble from the shore. You can try to synchronize the beating of your weary heart with the static on the airwave tearing everything apart, but the cadence of the soul is not a constant sort of thing. It's the stutter of the winter and the rush of early spring. I met a man who said he had a method for the race. He'd memorize the map of every furrow on his face. He told me that the hurry is a ghost we all create, just to justify the fact that we are always running late. So we sat down by the river, let the current do the work, while the rest of us are twitching with a frantic kind of jerk. Don't let the momentum carry every hope away, across the jagged edges of a frantic yesterday. The stride of the giant is the measure of the load, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. We are dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend, chasing after visions that we cannot apprehend. The stride of the giant is the measure of the load, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. We are dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend, chasing after visions that we cannot apprehend.
The ticking clock acts like a relentless hammer on the wall, counting down the fractions of the shadows as they fall. You move with a precision that the seasons never knew, while I am caught in orbits looking for a different clue. The pace is set by engines that don't care for human breath, a mechanical progression from the cradle to the death. I saw the city pulsing like a fever in the gold, where the stories of the winners are the only ones retold. Every second is a currency that's burning in your hand,
trying to find a steady place to make a final stand. But the gears are turning faster than the eye can ever see. And the speed of modern living is a heavy kind of free. Don't let the momentum carry every hope away across the jagged edges of a frantic yesterday. The stride of the giant is the measure of the road, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. We are dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend, chasing after visions that we cannot apprehend. The stride of the giant is the measure of the road, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. We are dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend, chasing after visions that we cannot apprehend. There's a silence in the hurry that the noisy streets ignore, like a wave that's slowly pulling every pebble from the shore. You can try to synchronize the beating of your weary heart with the static on the airwaves tearing everything apart. But the cadence of the soul is not a constant sort of thing. It's the stutter of the winter and the rush of early spring. I met a man who said he had a method for the race. He'd memorize the lap of every furrow on his face. He told me that the hurry is a ghost we all create, just to justify the fact that we are always running late. So he sat down by the river, let the current do the work, while the rest of us are twitching with a frantic kind of jerk. Don't let the momentum carry every hope away across the jagged edges of a frantic yesterday. The stride of the giant is the measure of the woe, bearing all the weight of an invisible load. We are dancing on the wire while the wire starts to bend.
Sunlight breaks across the dusty concrete floor. I lean against the chipped red paint of my door. The morning air is heavy with the scent of salty tide. No place for a weary soul to run and hide. I watch the smoke curl slowly from a wooden pipe, waiting for the harvest when the fruit is ripe. The radio is humming a low and steady broom, reminding every traveler they're not alone.
Old man sitting on a crate down by the bay. He does not have a single bitter word to say. He carves a piece of cedar with a rusty blade, content to rest forever in the cooling shade.
The waves keep crashing in a constant messy roar, wash away the footprints on a sandy shore. We find the balance in the swaying of the trees, catching every whisper of the ocean breeze. The clock on the wall has lost its ticking hand. We are walking softly through the shifting sand. Forget the worries that the city tries to sell. Listen to the roaring of the iron bell. Feel my heart beat steady in the hollow chest. Give the heavy spirit just a moment of rest. Moving like the water in a shallow creek, finding all the answers that we dare to see. Gravity is pulling but we learn to float, sailing on the ocean in a leaking boat. Everything is simple when the light is gold. Stories of the people that are never told. Market Street is crowded with the colorful stars, laughter bouncing loudly off the plaster walls. A mother ties a ribbon in her daughter's hair. There is a feeling of belonging in the air. The copper kettle whistles on the charcoal fire, lifting our intentions just a little higher. No need to hurry when the path is wide and clear, leaving all the shadows and the phantom fear. I saw a vision in the clouds above the hill. The world was spinning fast but I was standing still. The mountain peak is hidden by a purple haze, lost inside the beauty of these endless days. My boots are worn and covered in the valley mud. Life is flowing through me like a rising flood. The drums are calling from the center of the town, lifting up the spirits that were weighted down. The clock on the wall has lost its ticking hand. We are walking softly through the shifting sand. Forget the worries that the city tries to sell. Listen to the ringing of the lion bell. Feel the heartbeat steady in the hollow chest. Give the heavy spirit just a moment of rest. Moving like the water in a shallow creek, finding all the answers that we dare to see. Gravity is pulling but we learn to float, sailing on the ocean in a leaking boat. Everything is simple when the light is gold. Stories of the people that are never told. Sunlight breaks across the dusty concrete floor. I lean against the chip-red pane of my door. The morning air is heavy with the scent of salty tide. No place for a weary soul to run and hide. I watch the smoke curl slowly from a wooden pie, waiting for the harvest when the fruit is ripe. The radio is humming a low and steady drone, reminding every traveler they are not alone. Old man sitting on a crate down by the bay. He does not have a single bitter word to say. He carves a piece of cedar with a rusty blade, content to rest forever in the cooling shade. The waves keep crashing in a constant messy roar, wash away the footprints on the sandy shore. We find the balance in the swaying of the trees, catching every whisper of the ocean breeze. The clock on the wall has lost its ticking hand. We are walking softly through the shifting sand. Forget the worries that the city tries to sell. Listen to the ringing of the iron bell. Feel the heartbeat steady in the hollow chest. Give the heavy spirit just a moment of rest. Moving like the water in a shallow creek, finding all the answers that we dare to see. Gravity is pulling but we learn to float, go. Stories of the people that are never told. Market Street is crowded with the colorful stores, laughter bouncing loudly off the plaster walls. A mother ties a ribbon in her daughter's hair. There is a feeling of belonging in the air. The copper kettle whistle on the charcoal fire, lifting our intentions just a little higher. No need to hurry when the path is wide and clear, leaving all the shadows and the phantom fear. I saw a vision in the clouds above the hill. The world was spinning fast, but I was standing still. The mountain peak is hidden by a purple haze, lost inside the beauty of these endless days. My boots are worn and covered in the valley mud. Life is flowing through me like a rising flood. The drums are calling from the center of the town, lifting up the spirits that were weighted down. The clock from the wall has lost its ticking hand. We are walking softly through the shifting sand. Forget the worries that the city tries to sell. Listen to the ringing of the iron bell. Feel the heartbeat steady in the hollow chest. Give the heavy spirit just a moment of rest. Moving like the water in a shallow creek, finding all the answers that we dare to see. Gravity is pulling, but we learn to flow, sailing on the ocean in a leaking boat. Everything is simple when the light is gold. Stories of the people that are never told.
The pendulum swings through a crooked wooden frame, marking the minutes that never have a name. Gather your shadows and line them up in rows, where the pulse of the morning starts and flows. Yesterday's a ghost on the bottom of your shoe, waiting for the sky to change its hue. From gray to blue, the heavy hair moves with a steady silver click, while we light the candle and trim the drying wick. Feel the world turn over on a slow-moving gear. Everything we lost and everything you fear is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for the rhyme. It is a long road winding to the valley of the day, and a steady beating engine will take us all the way. Feel the world turn over on a slow-moving gear. Everything we lost and everything we fear is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for the rhyme. It is a long road winding to the valley of the day, and a steady beating engine will take us all the way. Station clock is frozen at 1:15, telling us the race is lost before it has begun. But the drummer in the alleyway keeps a different pace, reading all the secrets written on a passing face. Do not ask for mercy from the seasons as they fall. They are only numbers leaning up against the wall. Keep your stride moving through the dust and the rain, until the blood is singing through every single vein. Feel the world turn over on a slow-moving gear. Everything we lost and everything we fear is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for the rhyme. It is a long road winding through the valley of the day, and the steady beating and everything we fear is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for a rhyme. It is a long road winding through the valley of the day, and the steady beacon engine will take us all the way.
Pendulum swings through a crooked wooden frame, marking the minutes that never have a name. Gather your shadows and line them up in rows, where the pulse of the morning starts and flows. Yesterday's a ghost on the bottom of your shoe, waiting for the sky to change its hue from gray to blue. The heavy hand moves with the steady silver click, while we light the candle and trim the giant wick. Feel the world come over on a slow moving gear. Everything we lost and everything we fear is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for a rhyme. It is a long road winding through the valley of the day, and the steady beating engine will take us all the way. Feel the world turn over on a slow moving gear. Everything we lost and everything we fear is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for the rhyme. It is a long road winding through the valley of the day, and the steady beating engine will take us all the way. The station clock is frozen at a quarter past the sun, telling us the race is lost before it has begun. But the drummer in the alleyway keeps a different pace, reading all the secrets written on a plastic place. Do not ask for mercy from the seasons as they fall. They are only numbers leaning up against the wall. Keep your stride moving through the dust and the rain, until the blood is singing through every single vein. Feel the world turn over on a slow moving gear. Everything we lost and everything we give is dancing on the wire of a heartbeat kept in time. Searching for the reason and looking for a rhyme. It is a long road winding through the valley of the day, and the steady beating engine will take us all the way. For the reason and looking for the rhyme. It is a long road winding through the valley of the day, and the steady beating engine will take us all the way.
Walking down the dusty concrete boulevard, barefoot feeling every crack and sunburned stone. The sky is bleeding gold behind the shipyard. I am a king seat on a wooden great throne. No hands are heavy and no pockets weighted down. Just a whistle going through a hollow reed. The morning tide is pulling back from town, sowing all the wild and forgotten seed. Old man leaning on a rusted iron gate, watching waves collide against the silver pier. He says the wind decides the copper hand of fate, but the ocean is the only thing he chooses to hear. The radio is humming from a window high above, static dancing with a slow and steady beat. It is a story not of silver or of love, but of the heat rising from the weary street. Let the heavy pulse sink deep within the bone, where the tides of the soul find a place to rest. Every man is a mountain and a rolling stone, with the heartbeat thumping in a tired chest. Take the burden, throw it to the salt and foam, find the swaying center of the turning world. Every dusty trail is leading toward a home, while the green flag of the island stays unfurled. Market women balancing the baskets on their brow, selling grace and ginger by the pound and ounce. Yesterday is buried in the furrows of the plow, only the immediate is starting to announce. The shadows stretch like giants on the yellow sand, cooling off the fever of the afternoon. The power is resting in a calloused open hand, humming out an ancient and a steady tune. A stray dog slumbers in the shade of a truck, the engine ticking like a clock without a face. No one is chasing after fame or simple luck, they are just moving at a human sort of pace. The drum is calling from a basement deep and wide, echoing the motion of the moonlit bay. There is a spirit that the darkness cannot hide, burning in the embers at the end of day. The air is thick with the scent of burning wood. The stars are poking holes through the velvet night. Everything is understood as it should be understood, in the absence of the harsh and blinding light. Let the heavy bow sink deep within the bone, where the ties of the soul find a place to rest. Every man is a mountain and a rolling stone, with a heartbeat thumping in a tired chest. Take the dirt, throw it to the salt and foam, find the swaying center of the turning world. Every doggy trail is leading toward a home, while the green flag of the island stays unfurled. Walking down the dusty concrete boulevard, barefoot feeling every crack and sunburned stone. The sky is bleeding gold behind the shipyard. I am my king seat on a wooden great throne. My hands are heavy and no pockets weighted down, just a whistle blowing through a hollow ring. The morning tide is pulling back from town, sowing all the wild and forgotten seed. Old and leaning on a rusted iron gate, watching waves collide against the silver pier. He says the wind decide the copper hand of fate, but the ocean is the only thing he chooses to hear. The radio is humming from a window high above, static dancing with the slow and steady beat. It is a story not of silver or of love, but of the heat rising from the weary street. Let the heavy pulse sink deep Tipping and balancing the baskets on their brow, selling grace and ginger by the pound and ounce. Yesterday is buried in the furrows of the plow. Only the immediate is starting to announce. The shadows stretch like giants on the yellow sand, cooling off the fever of the afternoon. The power is resting in a calloused open hand, humming out a ancient and a steady tune.
A stray dog slumbers in the shade of a truck, the engine ticking like a clock without a face. No one is chasing after fame or sinful luck, they are just moving at a human sort of pace.
The drum is calling from a basement deep and wide, echoing the motion of the moonlit bay. There is a spirit that the darkness cannot hide, burning hit the embers at the end of day.
The air is thick with the scent of burning wood, the stars are poking holes through the velvet night.
Everything is understood
As it should be understood,
in the absence of the harsh and blinding light.
let the heavy pulse sink deep within the bone,
Where the
tides of the soul find a place to rest.
every man is a mountain and a rolling stone,
With the heartbeat thumping in a tired chest,
take the burden,
throw it to the salt and foam,
find the swing,
center of the turning world,
every dusty trail,
leading toward a home.
while the green flag of the island stays unfurled. The pendulum is heavy on its iron chain. I watch the streetlights flicker through the driving rain. Every second counts its own distinctive toll. There is a shifting gear inside a heart or soul. A dusty clock is ticking on the hallway shelf. I am a man who keeps a distance from himself. The shadows lengthen as the sun begins to fail. Across the harbor comes a tattered winter sail. The man in hand is moving like a silent knife, carving out the substance of a weary life. The gears are grinding underneath the frozen ground, waiting for the hammer and the heavy sound. Give me something stable in this frantic race. Let me find a doorway to a slower place. I can feel the velocity beneath my shoes, counting every heartbeat that I have to lose. I saw the farmers working in the muddy field, calculating everything the earth would yield. No one pauses for a prayer or for a rest. The frantic motion is the only final test. The man in hand is moving like a silent knife, carving out the substance of a weary life. The gears are grinding underneath the frozen ground, waiting for the hammer and the heavy sound. Give me something stable in this frantic race. Let me find a doorway to a slower place. I can feel the velocity beneath my shoes, counting every heartbeat that I have to lose. something stable in this frantic race. Let me find a doorway to a slower place. I can feel the volume sip beneath my shoes, counting every heartbeat that I have to lose. Yeah.
I watch the street lights flicker through the driving rain. Every second counts its own distinctive tone. There is a shifting gear inside the hollow soul. A dusty clock is ticking on the hallway shelf. I am a man who keeps a distance from himself. The shadows lengthen as the sun begins to fill. Across the harbor comes a tattered winter sail. The minute hand is moving like a silent knife, carving out the substance of a weary life. The gears are grinding underneath the frozen ground, waiting for the hammer and the heavy sound. Give me something stable in this frantic race. Let me find a doorway to a slower place. I can feel the velocity beneath my shoes, counting every heartbeat that I have to lose. I saw the farmers working in the muddy field, calculating everything the earth would yield. No one pauses for a prayer or for a rest. The frantic motion is the only final test. The minute hand is moving like a silent knife, carving out the substance of a weary life. The gears are grinding underneath the frozen ground, waiting for the hammer and the heavy sound. Give me something stable in this frantic race. Let me find a doorway to a slower place. I can feel the velocity beneath my shoes, counting every heartbeat that I have to lose. Give me something stable in this frantic race. Let me find a doorway to a slower place. I can feel the velocity beneath my shoes, counting every heartbeat that I have to lose.